Wow.
Samosa ni kama nzi yako. Hey, vile inakaa. Hey.
Okay, that's perfect.
That slaps, right?
That's loud.
Hello and welcome to the Saudi Arabia race recap. You're joined here by Wanderi Karaoke.
And Beata Kamuti.
And welcome.
Yeah.
So, where do we start with this race?
Let's start with the fact that we were in Saudi Arabia.
You don't like being in Saudi Arabia?
I don't know if people like being in Saudi Arabia. What do you think of people racing there and the human rights issues they have there? Because people are really critical of that.
First of all, like that track was built in like 3-4 months.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. And there was a whole issue about the fact that the labor they were using was not like ethical. There was kind of borderline slavery.
Yeah.
No quotes. Borderline slavery. And, like people were already against it because there's a whole lot of human rights issues going on in Saudi Arabia. And it's kind of in the middle. It's not at war, but it's kind of at war.
Yeah.
Because even during the race.
Yeah, even during practice.
During practice, yeah.
There was a missile attack about 10 kilometers from the track on an Aramco facility. And the drivers actually held a 4-hour meeting about it with F1 bosses coming in and out. Their team bosses coming in and out, just trying to decide if they actually really want to race there.
I actually didn't. It was at Aramco's facility. Aramco is one of like the sponsors of Formula 1. So maybe it was a message at Formula 1. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's something to think about because that's not safe.
Yeah,
that's
not
really
safe.
Not safe.
But they decided to go ahead. They were assured of their security and they were like, all right, let's race. But it's a tricky one.
Yeah, we just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
How it develops. Maybe we have to wait until next year to see if it's gonna be safer.
Yeah.
But why don't you guys give your opinion in the comment what you think about racing in Saudi Arabia and such controversial venues? Because it's for the money and they'll take the money wherever they get it.
Exactly. They say cash is king. Formula 1 loves money and Saudi Arabia has money, so.
Yeah, and they have a king also.
And they oh my god.
Anyway, enough about Saudi Arabia and all the controversy. Let's get right into the race.
Let's get right into it.
Qualifying. Yeah.
The shock of all shocks was that Hamilton was out in freaking Q1, P16.
How is that man not getting into Q2? But funny enough, I know there's some pressure that he's against Mr. Saturday. George Russell, who was actually in P4. He finished in P6, P7 during the same session.
Yeah.
Okay. If you haven't watched it yet, you should watch the reel about our reaction, bro. We
were mind blown. It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, George Russell finished 4th in that session and Hamilton 16th. That's such a huge gap.
Such a big gap. And you wonder, they're driving the same car. Is this like the rise of George Russell as a contender? Mm-hmm. When the car gets it right,
And last week I was here talking about, how George Russell is not giving Hamilton the competition we thought he would be. And boy, was I wrong.
I told you my boy George Russell is a beast. He always comes through. You see, there's always shirtless.
Yeah.
Because he's a beast.
I never doubted that he's a beast, but that gap really shocked me.
Yeah, that was actually quite surprising. So
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's a problem with the car or Hamilton's driving style. Because amongst a few of like the teams, there was Mercedes that had a really big gap in between their two drivers.
Yeah.
There was McLaren as well, between
Yeah,
Lando Norris and Daniel
Ricciardo.
Ricciardo. So I don't know, maybe some of these cars, maybe they suit one person's driving style and not the other person's.
Yeah.
And it's starting to show. It's
Yeah.
just maybe about how fast
How
they can
fast you
adapt
can adapt to the new car.
to the new car
Yeah.
and the new driving style.
Also in qualifying, there was a huge crash.
Yo,
Mick Schumacher's crash was scary.
Do you know these guys racing on street circuits gives me anxiety because it's like threading like through a needle. It's so hard. I don't know
Watching
how
qualifying in street circuits is like, oh my god, I just want it to end. I'm like, this is so good, but so scary.
And the new like helmet, the helmet.
The helmet cam.
Have you seen how narrow it looks?
It looks so narrow, and then their heads are just bouncing.
It's like you're walking through a corridor and like your head is moving like this all the time.
And you're moving at like 300.
How are you supposed to see a braking zone? Like your head is moving like this. You can bop like this, and all of a sudden you're inside the wall.
It just proves what they do is actually dangerous.
Yeah, and guys say, Formula 1 is not a sport. It's just driving cars, but it really is something.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to be able to take in that G-force when you actually have a really bad accident. But thank God he's okay.
Thank God he's okay.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to make it for the race.
Yeah.
But apparently he's getting on well from what we're hearing, and we hope to see him back next race.
Actually, it wasn't him who wasn't able to get ready for the race. It's the car. They couldn't get it back in time. But he said he was feeling good and he's fine.
Do you think it's because Haas don't have the Russian money?
Exactly. The Russian money was snatched like this.
There's no more
Actually, they're the
Russian
ones who
money.
let go of it. So, yeah.
It was for a good cause, but they're suffering right now. That was tough.
That was tough. Oh, but Perez. First
What a-
pole of his career.
What a qualifying
What
session.
a love.
What a qualifying
Oh
session.
my God. So
This
good.
is the first time, I don't know, you guys can check the facts, but I don't remember the last time a teammate of Max Verstappen actually out-qualified him.
Out-qualified him, and not just by one place. That was like 3 places
was
because
3
Max came
places.
in P4.
And the funny thing is, they were both on their fast lap, like when the session was ending.
Yeah.
So like, Perez got his lap in, went all the way straight to pole. Verstappen was on a fast lap at some point. He had a purple middle sector, but then didn't do very well towards the end and ended up in P4.
Which is crazy. So the Red Bulls were split by the Ferraris, 2 and 3.
And the Ferraris are still looking so good.
The Ferraris, oh my God, it's gonna
Ferraris are
take
still
so
looking
much
good. Yeah, and
for
that
someone to
midfield.
catch up with them.
And that midfield.
And the midfield, everything is so close.
Yeah.
Which is what we've been longing for.
Which is what we wanted. That race was so amazing
I
because of
know.
how close the cars were.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but like my voice is really hoarse because I was shouting the whole time. I've had like 6 cups of hot water just to like soothe my
Trying to
voice.
soothe your voice.
Oh my gosh, it was too much. It
Then
was
let's
too
get
much.
into the race.
What a race that was. by
I
the way.
know.
What a
This
race that was.
season, we are blessed.
This is remember what I said last week. If this is a taster of what's to come, it got even better. That was some amazing racing at the front.
Yeah,
From the
and
two boys
we
again.
rarely see battles for the lead throughout the race.
It was
And this
going
year
on
we are
forever.
getting that.
It just keeps coming, you know. And the thing I liked about it was that it wasn't like one lap happening and then guys have to like warm their brakes. Sorry, to cool their brakes. They don't have to like let their tires recharge and everything.
Yeah.
Like it was just back to back. Like
Yeah.
I overtake you, I'm staying on you. You overtake me, like that, and it was so exciting.
And this year they have like a new style of racing. It's like intelligent racing. It's racecraft. They
Everybody
are
is
smart.
trying to get the DRS.
Exactly. Because the cars can follow so closely. You don't want to be the one who's behind. I mean, to be the one who's ahead in the DRS when you want to be behind.
Guys actually want to be behind.
Yeah, you actually want to be behind for the first time.
And remember last time we were talking about how Max didn't learn.
Yeah, from that, and now he did.
He actually tried it because there was that point where they were coming to the DRS zone, and they both locked up trying to not get ahead of
Each
the
other,
other person.
yeah.
That was so cool.
So
That was
he
so
learned
cool.
from last race.
He learned from last time,
and
yeah.
it paid off.
Yeah, but the thing that he did this time, you know, remember last year actually during Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
there was the point where Verstappen had to give the place back
Yeah.
to Hamilton,
Yeah.
and he brake checked him.
Yeah.
You see, so like if you brake check, of course it's a problem, but like if you're alongside, it's very hard to maybe judge when this guy is braking. So like when he actually made the move stick and actually overtook him, he was really close behind him at the end of the series, but stayed right behind Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
Which is something they couldn't do before because, you know, your downforce is
Would
so
you
interrupted.
lose your downforce?
They used to lose like 70%
Yeah.
of downforce from following somebody.
Each other
and right now
close.
it's much lower, and you can actually see the benefits of it because like he was really close, managed to get the DRS, overtook him, and it was.
But a
gone
couple
from
of
there.
laps before, he did the same thing where like he just overtook him at the first chance he had.
Yeah.
Then the next time he was smarter. He was like, okay, I'll wait, get my DRS,
the
and
learning curve
overtake
was-
you.
at least it's going
There's a
up.
learning curve. And it's not just the two of them. There was like so many up and down the grid.
Same
People were
thing,
doing
Alonso,
that. Yeah.
Alonso and Ocon back at it.
Yeah.
That's such a tight battle. In that,
I know.
in that
And
paddock.
last weekend it looked like Ocon was the faster one. This weekend it looked like Alonso
That
was the faster
so
one.
sad that Alonso wasn't able to. Make
I
it to the
know.
end.
He had a DNF.
That was not nice. But
Yeah.
apart from Alonso and Ocon, there was also Hamilton and
Magnussen.
whoever thought that those two would be
A
battling
Haas
each other.
and a Mercedes. Literally the best team from last season and the freaking worst.
They're still the best team.
No.
They're just going through a rough patch.
No, they're not the best team. You have to agree Ferrari is the best team this season.
Ferrari is looking so
Followed
good.
closely by Red Bull. And Mercedes is way off.
They're way off.
George Russell had, I think, the loneliest race ever. He was just alone. In
was
front
like-
of him, Mercedes and Red Bull, Ferrari and Red Bull are too fast. Behind him, they are way slower than him. So it's just like they're alone.
He's like in that gap that Ferrari was in last year.
Yeah,
Where you're
exactly.
in between the front runners and the midfield. It's like a
F1.5, I don't know.
it's actually that's a cool one. That's an F1.5. If you want some F1.5 shirts and you're a Mercedes fan, please just talk to us. Just DM us, and if there's enough people that bring it up, we might come up with a match next time.
Exactly.
That's really cool. That's really cool. What else happened during the race? It was actually quite an eventful race.
There were so many DNFs. I think at least 6 DNFs. I think it shows that the teams don't fully understand the cars yet.
I don't think they do.
Yeah.
And it was from all the different engines that had the problem. Because
Yeah.
there's the DNF from Bottas, which is a Ferrari engine.
Yeah, there was a DNF from Yuki Tsunoda before even the race started. DNS, actually.
Yeah, they don't start. Yeah,
Yeah.
That was mechanical failures. There was
There was
Ricardo,
Alonso, there was Ricardo,
and those
there
are all
was
different manufacturers.
different manufacturers, and it seems, and they were happening so close to each other that I think the new cars, they don't fully understand them yet, and reliability is such a huge factor when you take a season into account.
But it's a factor that comes with a whole new set of regulations.
Yeah, exactly.
How they have the new fuels, how they have the new way of generating downforce with the ground effect. It's something that the good thing with it's hard in the beginning because they don't understand so much. But when it's a new set of regulations, the learning curve is so steep. So expect to see like the field being juggled up and down as people learn and figure out their cars, figure out their engines, figure out this fuel. It's gonna be really exciting to watch.
I remember during the first race and during testing, they were like, "Oh, we're surprised. There are not so many failures, blah blah blah." But now we're starting to
It actually
see
looked
them.
like a really good test.
Yeah, it looked like a really good testing. Almost everyone was on point, but then now the faults are coming in.
And like every time I'm watching the race and I see like a car, let's say a Ferrari engine that fails, I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's gonna
It
happen
happened
for
to
Charles.
all of the-
It's gonna happen for Carlos Sainz. You know, it's a bit like everywhere. You know, it's exciting.
Very.
I get tense, but it's exciting. You know that's the best part about sport. It's like not knowing what's gonna happen. You know.
Yeah.
And all those DNFs could potentially have given Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, you know.
Yeah, let's talk about Perez. He got
Poor
so
guy.
freaking
That
unlucky.
was so unlucky.
He had an amazing pole, an amazing start. He was leading the race. He took a gamble to pit before the Ferraris,
And just
he
after
pitted
that-
the lap before a safety car.
That's hard luck.
That's such hard luck. So everyone else, Max, Leclerc get cheap pit stops.
Yeah.
And he ended up back down in fourth.
Yeah.
How unfortunate.
And safety cars influenced the race so much because even Hamilton, who was trying to make
Oh,
his
yeah.
way back up the grid,
He
you know.
couldn't. But I think that was a Mercedes mistake because the Haas with Magnussen brought him in the lap before, the lap where the pit lane was still
Mm-hmm.
open. But Mercedes walilala. So
if you saw like the replay when as he was passing the pit, he was asking them, should I pit?
yeah.
Just when he was on the straight, is
Yeah.
when they tell him,
And then they're like
pit.
pit and he's like, too late.
That was actually heartbreaking.
Yeah, so Perez ended up in P4 and Max in P1 and they qualified Perez in P1, Max in P4.
Coincidence?
Coincidence? Let us
Leave your
know.
comments below. Oh man, that was an amazing race.
Yeah, so Hamilton ended up P10. Quite disappointing for a Mercedes.
I don't even, when's the last time he finished P10?
That I know.
I don't even know.
And he said P15, so he only made up 5 places in that race. And counting in all the DNFs,
that was actually quite a
a
race from
shocker.
him. And you keep wondering, like, is this Mercedes ever gonna catch up? Because now the point is just the gap is just opening
It's
up.
growing.
You know, there's a championship fight between Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. But potentially there's space for Carlos Sainz to come into it.
Yeah.
You saw Perez with his amazing pole lap. You
Yeah.
know, it means he has it in him to do that. He had a really
Exactly.
good race start. Things didn't go his way, but it was, you know, at least there's signs that maybe he could also be a championship contender.
I think the good thing for Mercedes is that it's a fight between Red Bull and Ferrari. It's not just one team. If it was one team, they could go and you'd never catch up with them.
Yeah.
But because they are stealing points from each other,
Yeah.
that could be Mercedes like
makes
open
sense.
door to just find a space somewhere.
Ah, my team Mercedes. If you need expertise, please talk to me. Okay. if Hamilton, if you need racing craft, just holler at me. I'm actually quite.
Because you're a better racer than Hamilton.
Yo, there's so many things I saw him doing wrong. I felt like shouting at the TV. but
Like what?
Like the way he was going to corners, he's not letting the car rotate. Those are small things that, finesse.
Maybe that car is hard to handle.
I can probably handle it.
Oh my god. Wonder if things can handle anything.
My racing craft, let me tell you, if anybody wants to challenge me to a race, just tell me. I'll pull up.
We're going to go for a GP karting race.
You're down to go to
And,
GP karting?
yeah, and see who comes out on top.
You think you can beat me?
If you can challenge Wanderi, let us know.
I'm not responsible for the heartbreak when you come, but it's okay. It's good to try. It's nice to try. It's nice to try. Yeah.
Anyway.
Atiam, what?
No, you go.
So now after Saudi Arabia, next we're going to
Australia.
Australia.
In 2 weeks.
It's been I really love the Australian track. And we've not had it for the last 2 years.
Yeah, because
they've
of
been
COVID.
running away from COVID.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be nice to see it back on the calendar.
I know, and Danny Rick happy again.
But now he's gonna go there with a car that's not
That's
even
so
working.
I know, I feel so bad for the guy.
And he's so unlucky. It just keeps it's like heartbreak after heartbreak. When is he gonna catch a
when
break?
he trades it freaking pause.
None. But it could be like the beginning of his like renaissance in under McLaren. And you never know what other guys are gonna figure out things. Like I was saying, steep learning curve on these new regulations. So it could be anybody that's popping up and being a surprise winner. Mercedes. It could be you. Work hard.
Hamilton has never gone a season without winning a race.
Oh,
I
yeah,
hope that's
a
not
start.
the season this
I
happens.
saw that start 16 seasons
and he's
in
the
a row.
only person ever. Like
Yeah.
only F1 driver ever.
He's the GOAT,
He's
Black
the
magic,
GOAT. It'll
Black
happen.
king.
It's coming.
It's gonna happen. But I'm really happy. I really liked the fact that people are racing really well. Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen at the end of the race, they actually enjoy racing each other.
Yeah, for the first time in the interviews, like the drivers were like, "Oh my god, I had so much fun."
Yeah.
Like them themselves, they're having fun.
Because it's like they were saying it was like karting.
Yeah, it's like cutting all over again.
Yeah.
So, and even Charles was like, that was good, Max. Like, normally when you're beaten, you don't congratulate the other guy like that. But he was like, oh, that was fun. We gave each other like a
and think about it, they gave each other like a good run for them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And consider that Jeddah is not an overtaking track. It's just straights.
Yeah.
When we go to more exciting circuits, like Australia is a more exciting circuit
Yeah.
for overtaking and all those things.
Yeah.
Imagine how good it could be.
It's gonna be so good.
I hope you're not the one to miss out, because I feel like it's gonna be amazing.
I know, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Do you have any bold predictions
For me,
for Australia?
let me tell you, Carlos Sainz. Don't sleep on Carlos Sainz. I feel like he has it in him to like get a pole and a race win and everything.
Yeah.
And guys just sleep on him. I don't know why. He's been underrated for so long. He was dropped by Red Bull, made his way to Renault, McLaren. Now he's back at Ferrari.
Yeah.
He's
And at the
back,
front.
coming back for his crown. He's coming back for his crown. So this year I'm a Carlos fan. Hamilton.
I say watch
Don't
out for
worry.
Perez. If he can beat Max like that in a quali lap and in the race still have the pace,
Yeah.
Perez is coming for you.
It's anybody's race.
It's anybody's
What are
race.
your predictions for the race?
Also, K-Mag. I'm going to say Kevin Magnussen is going to get a podium this year. Before the end of the year.
That's brave.
That's brave, but I believe it.
You think he's that good?
I think he's that good. And I think the car is that good that, like, if things happen in the front, he could get a podium.
That would be really interesting.
That
I
would
hope
be
you
so
actually
much
prove me
fun.
wrong.
I hope it happens.
Yeah, so now after that, let's tune in for the next race in Australia. We're going to drop the location that we're going to be watching it. This week we had it at Urban Burger at Westgate. It was an amazing audience. Thank you to everybody who came through.
Yeah, thank you, UK. We had so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. There's nothing better than the Formula One community. All the oohs and ahs.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everywhere.
it's so much
It
fun.
was really
So much
good.
better than watching it in the house, for real.
Yeah, so next time we might change up the venue. We'll keep you guys posted. And thank you so much for joining us for this recap.
Yeah, thank you. Please like, share, leave something down in the comments, and subscribe.
Don't feel shy to talk to us on our Instagram page. All the link is in the description below. We'll make sure we reply. And I don't know if it's gonna be you or me, but it's gonna be
One
somebody.
of us.
It's gonna be somebody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.